This is my second attempted philosophy video, and my topic this time is open-mindedness. So I'm here camping somewhere in Ontario. It's a bit dark to see anything really. I'm with my friend Jeeb, and we're gonna talk a little bit about open-mindedness. And here with my two dogs that you can't see. So, what do you think open-mindedness is?
So, as we discussed, the open-mindedness is accepting the facts based on the logic and letting go of your belief or what existing thoughts you have based on the logic. So you
Yeah,
always argue and always question everything,
yeah,
be skeptical of everything, even be skeptical of what belief you have.
yeah. Be skeptical of your own beliefs and of anything
And always
anyone else tells you.
believe in evidences, accept the thinking which are based on evidence, and letting go of the thinking or the thoughts based on the e- new evidences.
If the evidence proves otherwise,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, basically agree. Any possibilities, regardless of what you've learned, but you have to consider any new information that you get using evidence, which is basically just observations. Evidence or facts aren't really much more than observations which are repeated, right?
No. So we discussed that there are existing thoughts. Say we call that in a technical sense models. We have some belief which are models of the observations, and then that will fit a set of observation we have, but there will be some outliers that will beyond that existing model or belief we have,
Like new
like
evidence that's found.
yeah, new evidences, new observations we have, or the existing observation that doesn't fit into our belief, but we keep them separated as outlier that doesn't fit into our belief. We'll say them that they are not real.
So it's
In
not real if it doesn't fit
it doesn't fit
the
in our,
observations, yeah.
but if we start to question them and start to expand our model or our belief and try to include those outliers as well as real observations or real evidence, then the true open-mindedness will float in.
Yeah, that's being open-minded. If you're willing to accept those new,
And change our belief, or like expand our belief, not
expand it.
change but expand our belief.
Right. Well, it could be changing
Yeah,
if
it's
something's
changing, expanding is changing.
it could be completely changing if
Yeah.
something proves what you used to believe,
Hmm.
if that's proven wrong. And in a way it kind of comes down to mathematical probability. Mathematically anything is possible in a way if there's any possible chance of something occurring, even if it's like one in a quadrillion or one in quadrillion times a quadrillion, it's still a possibility. So keeping in mind that anything is possible is in a way being open-minded. Being open-minded kind of makes everything you believe an assumption based on probability. If you use logic for determining what is true or not. Because if nothing's certain, then everything's an assumption, right? And you just make an assumption based on the highest probability.
Exactly. So our beliefs are based on the highest probability of the observations. So you expand or the change your belief based on the outliers, like
The
which are
outliers?
outliers, so which are like beyond the highest probability, like
Yeah.
beyond some set of highest, like some boundary that sets the belief.
Mm-hmm.
Beliefs are stagnant model, right? They cannot go, like they cannot shift, or like school of thoughts, those are like fixed. They cannot shift,
Like
they
fixed
cannot fix.
beliefs.
Yeah,
Well,
the school of,
they kind of
so being my,
flex.
huh?
They kind of flex or move a little bit, right? If there's just slight changes in the school of thought, then it's kind of flexing in a way, right?
It's kind of flexing, but a school of thought by definition a large number of people who believes in like certain things, and like changing the same, they believed in a same stagnant thing, and
Yeah,
then changing the entire set of people belief is
completely different school of thought.
completely different school of thought.
Yeah. And with determining what's the most probable about anything in life is so complicated and difficult with all the variables there are about everything. Like understanding exactly what causes and affects everything is so complicated and difficult within typical life. Basically, you can always sort of assume that you might be mistaken about everything if you're open to the probability of being mistaken about everything, from understanding that there's everything's so difficult to determine accurately, then you're always open to the possibility that you're mistaken about things, so you'd be open to new information.
Considering the life itself is a governed by the so many number of variables.
Yeah. Then being certain about anything doesn't really make sense.
Really doesn't make any sense. The chaos theory,
Chaos theory?
yeah, speaks that even a small perturbation in a current situation can make entirely different outcome in the future.
And I think being uncertain about things in general helps, because then if you're uncertain, then you're skeptical of things, and if you're skeptical of things, then you question things, and if you question things, then you'll have to try and find a real answer and find the most probable answer based on evidence. Fireworks. So if you question everything, then you'll have to search for verification of what is true. So if everybody tries to verify things for themselves, then people will, stop believing things without reasonable evidence or reasonable facts.
People will not start falling into a school of thought without questioning it.
Yeah. Basically, being open-minded is it just leaves you to a set of assumptions. If you understand that everything you believe is an assumption based on probability, then it leaves you open to the most. It leaves you open to the most probable cause of anything, because you have to use something to determine what's the most probable, which is generally logic. If you don't use logic, then you can, I don't know, if you use subconscious, which is just doing something without thinking too deeply about it, then even that'll work, because you can just continually test a new possibility. But if you use logic, then it's just considering the rationality and the reasoning. So generally, I think if more people were open-minded, as long as they use a good method of determining what they do believe after being open-minded, it should help anyone in general, and help humanity as a whole, I think.
Why do you think that being open-mindedness should like help humanity? When everybody would question one belief, like what drives a set of people?
What drives a set of people?
Like it's not questioning the belief, but it's sticking to a belief. Like say go through the history.
Yeah.
Religion has united the people. The politics has united the people.
Yeah.
The economics has united the people. The war or the economic political situation has united the people. So
But uniting,
like they were like for say they were not questioning the belief. They are following it.
yeah, which allows groups of people to just follow any belief, even if it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
But if everyone questions it and uses an effective method of determining after questioning, then more and more people would follow what
Don't you
makes
think
more
like the
sense.
processing of like say you have a like say 1 gigahertz computer, and then that will process the information in a way, and then you have a like 3 gigahertz computer that will process the information in a much faster way. So you adapt to a belief which is like a newer belief, which is like updated one, much faster. And then there are a group of people who are running that 1 gigahertz computer.
You're
who
saying,
adapted a belief which is like much old version of the.
so you're saying when more people follow into something, then
So-
there's more processing
so,
power?
I don't know, like I'm just saying like just throwing in some stuff.
Yeah.
Like there are things that like you cannot let everybody to process.
Well, you can. I mean,
Like, but then everybody will have in a different stage of belief in the world for eternity.
well, I mean, it won't be much different
Which
than
is
now.
right now. Everybody is questioning something.
Yeah,
And
but
then they are in a different stage of belief.
but people would still fall. I think if everyone was open-minded, people would still fall into different schools of thought and different sets of beliefs. Because even if you're open-minded, you still have sets of beliefs which are basically just assumptions of
form
what's
a
most
society,
probable.
You need a group of people who have that same set of belief.
Yeah, you would still have groups of people who
So
of the
your
same.
society will still be in a like say version 1 because your lowest
Not everyone would think exactly the same, but
say like the belief is expanding
you're saying
from like
based on more people having open mind.
yeah
Or-
like everyone has open mind, and then they
beliefs
have like
expand.
different set of processing power, like how they crunch the observation evidences.
But if each person's processing
Or like
things,
how much observation they have.
there's more observation, right? If more people are open-minded.
Not really. Like, have you seen the surface of the moon? Like the people who have seen the surface of the moon, they have like better observation.
Yeah. And if people are open-minded, then they'll accept that certain people have more accurate
And
observations.
then there are people who will say that they haven't been there. That's a hoax.
Yeah, people say that.
Yeah. So there are people who will have like different, for the same observation they have different belief. For the same observation they have like different crunching power.
Yeah. But it's still better than everyone just following what other people are saying, and whatever's being the most repetitive in their life, just following that, or just blindly following whoever's close to them or whoever they consider influential.
So like being open-minded is when we talk about it in an individual way, it's romantic, isn't it? Like questioning everything, taking on only thing which fits into your observation evidences,
Yeah.
expanding your belief based on the new observation or like outliers of your evidences. It's romantic. But when you consider a group of people, that completely changes. Like
But I think it's more effective. Because if everyone questions...
everybody has their own set of observations. Everybody has their own set of evidences.
Yeah, but no, but you still accept other people's observations. Like if other people have made observations and you're aware that they've made those and there's logical reasoning that...
There are logical reasoning that can be like and that can be...
It can be, but it's more probable that it's true. Like
I'm not saying that they are lying, but the observation itself can be a lie.
It could be, yeah.
It's because they observe it because they believe in something.
Yeah.
The same thing, same observation are perceived differently by two observers.
Yeah. But
That's scientifically proven. Like there are scientific theories are there which can prove that the same observation can perceive differently by two observers.
But in general, the more observations there are, then the more evidence there is.
That's the Bayesian way of thinking, right? You have an existing model, existing belief, and then you take new observation and change your belief.
Yeah.
So the open-mindedness is letting go of your existing thoughts. Like starts from completely flat.
Well, I don't think you have to start from nothing. You don't have to start from nothing. You can still have basic beliefs, which is just assumptions, and then you just accept new evidence and new probabilities as they come. And if they prove what your current beliefs are, then if they prove that wrong, then you adjust your beliefs based on that.
Or shift your belief.
Shift, yeah. Shift or adjust or even completely change if it's completely proven wrong. I guess that's the basics or more than basics on open-mindedness.
That should be basic. Basic open-mindedness.
Yeah, sort of basic. Could probably go into more detail.
Yeah, then it will come into the context of open-mindedness. And there are several different contexts. We mostly talked about like scientific context right now.
Yeah.
And there can be other context as well.
You mean like real life?
Real life
situation
like
examples?
Life situations, like societal situation.
Yeah. Well, basically you could apply what we've talked about to almost any situation.
How it transforms to
the application.
real life examples.
the application of it can be a little
tricky.
tricky. Yeah. Yeah, that's the basics of open-mindedness.